Oh, whoa, what's this? It's Sue, and I hate video games. How's everyone doing? Internet's working again. Katie made a call to Cox earlier today, and within 2 hours, things were fixed. Not because they fixed it due to our call, but just by some awful coincidence. Usually it happens like an hour before our appointment, so at least it was quicker this time. Anyway, I'm playing Hand of Fate 2, the sequel to Manos, The Hands of Fate. That's a lie. But we're gonna play it anyway. How's everyone doing? I see Mox, I see Riz, I see Bad Road, I see Christy. But most importantly, I see you. Yes, you. I'm right behind you. Get right into it. Alright, I need to turn on... I thought I turned on my controller. Apparently not. Alright. Oh, we're getting our prizes again. Good. The Briarfolk, yada yada, endless adventures. I sure am glad it saves before this instead of after this. That would be awkward. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's see, what else do we have? We have the Chariot, we have the Hierophant, and we have the Emperor. All those sound interesting. I'm gonna say the Hierophant, because I like the crossed keyblades. Kingdom Hearts is light.
Every game.
So we're gonna play a Kingdom Hearts.
This game we play is a shadow of the great game. The game of life and death. Once I was its master, but now another sits upon that throne. I will teach you everything I can in this game, that you might have the strength.
Jesus, he talks a lot.
Great game in time.
If he were underground, he'd be a Lowrophant. I mean... yes. And if he went to Narcotics Anonymous, he'd be a Cleanrophant. Oh yeah, we can take the Wanderer with us. We can take the Trickster as well, though. Since we still have missions to do with him, let's do that. I don't remember which ones are... I know we need to go to the Underneath, which is not easy, necessarily. I know we need a bunch of food to get in there, though. If he's greeting you, would he be a Hellophant? If he were big, gray, and wrinkly, he'd be an elephant. Ha ha! Yuck, yuck. Ooh, platinum equipment. I like the sound of that. Nothing else with extra quests over here? If he were ill, he'd be a sycophant. Very nice. Hearts, pies, and exotic lies. We already finished Rana's Remarkable Fishing. Let's try some new stuff. Road to Goblin Town. Goblin Retainer. The Cartographer. Clan Eyebright probably won't work without what's-his-face. Market Thief. We can try Market Thief again. We can get there eventually. Unrest in Iron Peak, I don't think we're finished yet, right? I think there was one more to do there. Won't you take me to Goblin Town? And sure, Pauper Plague, because we haven't done that one before, apparently. Equipment. There's Retha's Ire again. The Humble Hammer, which is only $12 a month. Dead Man's Hand, Holy Purifier. What's the eye? I don't remember what that. Whoops. Dang it. What's this? Gain +2 food or +1 food in Endless after every encounter in which you receive a gain. Oh, right, that one's excellent. What does the Pious Robes do? Oh, right, we haven't even seen them yet. Frontier Bar Butt. Ring of Food was... Alright, that one kind of sucks. Ruby Ring... And I don't have a lot of really good rings. The Extinguisher is probably our best one. I do have a bit of a headache forming, so I may take a moment to medicate that if it gets any worse. The Bastion of Purification, obviously. Winter's Bane has a shard on it. And we need to use finishers on Northerners for it, so that sounds pretty good. Cardinal Blade also has a shard, which is much easier. So we'll do that. And you know what? I liked the bombs. They were a nice touch. Supplies. Healing Spirits and +5 food. Or we can start with a Knight's Sword. It's got a token attached. But we need to riposte shadows, which haven't been common to now. It's fine. The Warrior's Axe. Soldier's Sword. All have tokens attached to them. This is fine. Thank you, Christy. Whoops, I did not mean to cancel out of that. I'm glad it saves the selections.
In better times, it would have been my card here, the guardian of knowledge and the protector of the gates of life and death. Now Callus sits that throne, and miscreants assume the position.
Callus, as we have discussed, is the angry hairy man. With Malaclep's encouragement, what's a few murders in the grand scheme of things? You find yourself sat opposite the opulently dressed leader of the Thieves Guild. Or one of the leaders. It is a shadowy organization. He takes a sip of wine and leans back to savor the taste. I am scheduled to be assassinated. The new assassin has been determined, and so the tale begins. 3 nights to assassination. I believe the suspect is one of my own. With subtle nods, he indicates a bearded man, a woman with red hair, and a man with gray eyes. Borden, Rowena, and Grindon, my 3 personal silencers. You know what you do with a silencer is you put a bullet through it, am I right? Am I right? That's gruesome. One of them left me this note, I'm sure. When the red candle's flame burns out, on his last evening at the Mulberry Inn, the false priest will have his sins appeased. He points out the red candle upon the fireplace. The assassin favors theatrics over secrecy, it seems. Find the assassin for me. To do that, you'll likely need gold. Thieves will tell you anything for gold. Can't he give me gold, then? I am known as Father Galfrey, though it's not my true name, of course. I keep track of accounts in this region. Find the assassin for me. To do this, you'll likely need gold, etc. A note was left for me at the inn. When the red candle's flame burns out, on his last evening at the Mulberry Inn, the false priest will have his sins appeased. Right? This is the same information we already got. Borden is the eldest in my employ. A simple, nervous kind of man. I highly doubt that he would have the heart nor the finesse to assassinate me, unless he's hidden his true nature all this time. I'd say you'd have to pour a few meads into him if you wanted to talk. Rowena has been one of my silencers for as long as I've been in this position, and that is a very long time indeed. Whoops. I asked that she infiltrate the 3rd Legion of the Imperial Army and eliminate their captain. She did so, of course, as efficient as anything. I suspect she is only truly loyal to gold, but she's quite a valuable asset to the guild, so it'd be a shame if she intends to assassinate me. And finally, Grindon. I know very little of Grindon. I hired him in the last town, a skilled killer. Galfrey said that Grindon has worked for him for a short time. He's prone to making the most preposterous claims, many of which are untrue. I'd be wary of his exaggerations even if he isn't the assassin, and especially when he's had too much wine. Find the assassin for me. To do that, you'll likely need gold. Thieves will tell you anything for gold. And with that, he waves you away and you retire to bed, wondering how Malaclips talked you into this shit. Alright, we've got 7 out of 19 clues already. The underneath. God.
Represent the expansion.
Again! I land on it first fucking card.
More opportunities.
Alright. And of course I can't pay for it. Because I landed on it on the first fucking card. Hi there, Alma. I am getting decked. I'm getting decked around, you could say. I've been kicked in the deck. Malaclips tries to wheedle his way in, yada yada yada. Still can't do that shit. Hey, there's some juice. And the general store, which I always tend to land on much too early. Fucking hell, this game hates me, I swear. A pall of smog casts the city in a dull gray light as you navigate the narrow streets and back alleys of Iron Peak. Visit the marketplace. The Iron Peak Marketplace is large enough to house many stalls. As you wander through, you note many are vacant. Few people seem to choose the risk of shopping in such a public place these days, and those that do never linger for long. In a quiet corner of the market, you find a desperate man attempting to sell an unusual assortment of oddities. He picks up a statue of a 3-headed creature, saying, "This statue of a healing spirit from the distant kingdom of Duntia is exactly what you need to survive the next attack by the Prince of Poisons." You ask how much gold each item costs, but he seems reluctant to name a price. "Whatever you think it's worth," he says with a nervous smile. I'm guessing it's more powerful if we pay more for it. What am I looking at? Oh, yes. That is a good possum. There's a very good possum, Xenon. And welcome. Now let's buy the map since we don't have much gold. The map reveals a little about the countryside surrounding the town of Iron Peak. As you turn to ask how much gold you owe, a supernatural chill travels up your arm and freezes your heart. Platinum gain cards have no effect. Ouch. Sorry, stranger, the stall owner says, suddenly packing up the rest of his wares, but I stole these from a particularly vengeful warlock, and his magic prevents me from just throwing them away. Good luck with that one. The man kicks the table over and flees down a back alley. You lose sight of him in the gloom and decide to abandon this godforsaken town. You leave the troubled town of Iron Peak with the impression that you've not yet seen all it has to offer. What a dick. What a deck.
Once again, we return to the inn, seeking clues to save a life. When we look into memories, so many things are left unsaid and clouded. Why this life? Why this inn?
Why this speech? You enter the Mulberry Inn and find Father Galfrey at his usual table by the fireplace. You sit down across from him. He scratches some numbers on one of the many rolls of paper strewn across the table and glances up at you. 3 days until the assassination... 3 days until the assassin comes for me, and 3 suspects, how apt. 3 days to uncover the liar. I'd like you to follow one of my silencers on a job, trading trust for information. Pay for it if you must. We all covet gold, that's why we're in this business, no? If somebody had paid a high price for my head, then there's little I can do. He considers his wine for a moment. I'd imagine the assassin is more inclined toward lying. If you can root out the liar, you'll uncover the assassin too. Alright, let's try and get Borden drunk. Borden is going to pick up some lamps from Shipwreck Port that have been, let's say, repossessed from their owners. You note the meeting point on your map and retire for the night.
Here you are, helping thieves challenge thieves, without a thought for their ultimate victims.
You wrote the story. You can't just keep putting this shit on me. The Guild.
One should always
Goblins,
belongings, lest little hands find idle work.
With a snap, you feel something being yanked off your person. You turn to see a few goblins running away, giggling and pointing at you. With no time to check what was stolen, you rush after the thieving devils. Defeat the goblins before they blow their horns and escape. Some highwaymen emerge from the bushes to protect the goblins. Thieves Guild. Oh, come on. Well, I'm glad the goblins have friends. Everyone needs friends in these trying times. Okay. There will ever be a place for small hands and quick wits. Defeat goblins quickly to avoid losing your items for gold. For good. Thieves attack more frequently while goblins are alive to protect the spoils.
Why do you keep getting us into these situations?
Ooh, got one. Fuck. Alright, took out the goblins. Oh, is there another one? Fuck. Oh. Oh, never mind. That was my friend. I thought he was a goblin. Occasionally, Malaclypse looks like a goblin, is what we have discovered. Oh, fucking hell. Ah! Keep thinking that I'm hitting this in time. That time I rolled directly into it. I'm just losing all my HP on this first fight. There. Thank you, Mox. Friend worth saving, goblin that needs destruction. Who can truly say they are all that different? You take back your knight's sword from the unconscious goblin. No wonder they were taking so many fucking hits. As soon as you do, with a sputter, the goblin in question awakes and flips away from you. Giggling, it escapes into the forest. So goblins are colluding with the Thieves Guild now. With the thugs defeated, you search their bodies for valuables.
To use this,
Alright, there's a bit of my HP back. Alas, the raiders have destroyed our... Oh, there's no platinum equipment in the deck. That's right. Elder's Gift gives us platinum equipment. Okay.
you have proven yourself worthy.
At least we got fame. Oh good, it is automatically equipping stuff.
A game of chance or two, perhaps.
Barta's Betting House. Beside a busy Empire Road, you spy a ramshackle stall, whereupon a few ramshackle people are seated on ramshackle stools rolling ramshackle dice. You approach the stall, and behind the table is a little girl practicing on a poorly tuned violin. I think I'm just losing my voice, good lord. Beside her waits a squat lady clad in a flowery apron. Welcome, have a seat, do try the spice cakes, I baked them this morning. There's a shout of victory as a grubby pauper further down the table wins a small pile of gold. Hey, let's play dice. Bet 3 gold. Remember, Poppet, it's double or nothing. If your third roll is the highest, you'll win enough to buy your sweetheart something from the market. Alright, so we want to roll as low as possible for the first 2 rolls.
Well done. You continue to impress.
Or we won on 0? What? Oh, I see. I see, we don't get to re-roll. Roll at least 9 on your third and final roll, I see. So now we want to roll a 9 right now? Alright, I think this is how it works. Hooray! That was very close. Oh, never mind. Okay, this was not explained very well. Alright, we have to roll 10 or better. We did it! Rolled 9, 10, and 11. Congratulations, dear, you've won 6 gold with the original bet of 3. And I guess we can just keep going. Looks like we have 2 more games. Bet 3 gold on some cards. Oh, I didn't see where anything was. Failure. Ah, 1 more. No way could I follow that.
Careful.
Return to the Mulberry Inn.
Running low.
No, we got to... We're not getting any food either, so this hasn't been a good run.
I have little love for them. Less still for the criminal guilds that fill the cities these days. Bankers, thieves, assassins, merchants, kings. Each tries to use their power to control those around them.
You travel to Shipwreck Port by wagon. You ride in relative silence until Borden turns to you and asks, quite seriously, "What do you think of the boss?" He's hard to read. Borden trusts you a little less. Ooh, look at that. At the port, you're approached by a pirate bearing a load of stolen lamps. Borden goes to give him a sack of gold, presumably payment. The unusually pale pirate shakes his head. "Now." He pulls out a rusty bucket and his sword. "I want blood. There's." Borden looks at you expectantly, as if you shouldn't protest. All right. Jesus. You retrieve the crates of stolen lamps and pile them onto the wagon before setting off. When you arrive at the drop-off point, Borden is seized with a sudden emotion. "I'm sorry I asked you to give blood. I'm a terrible person, aren't I?" If I try to comfort him, he's gonna get pissed off, isn't he? "You are a terrible person." We'll know next time, because we're not gonna win this one. Borden sobs for a while before pulling himself together. Borden trusts you a little less. "The boss always makes sure we get our cut. You can't ask for any better, really, in a guild of scoundrels like us." "I don't know if I should be telling you that sort of thing." Sure, 5 gold. Let's roll a 12. That's not a 12. There we go, that's a 10. Perfect.
I'm somewhat surprised you lost that one.
Well, this sucks. Everything about this mission has sucked. He scratches some numbers on one of many rolls of paper strewn across the table, then glances up at you. "I hope the job with Borden was fruitful today. You're not dead with a knife in your back, so I presume yes." "It'd be prudent to review what my silencers have said when you have a quiet moment. Perhaps you'll get to lie in the process." He didn't tell me anything. Yeah, we're dead. We're just gonna die of starvation. "I've told Grindon to stake out the castle by Moorhammer Lake for any movement out or in. The lady of the castle owes us a considerable debt." You note the meeting point on your map and retire for the night. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll just start this one over with different cards. It'll be fine. Risby, quit. Cut your throat or cut your purse makes no difference to them.
I see and some fated fame.
I don't think that signal came up until it was too late. Ah, fucking hell. Yeah, that's over. I don't think so. That shouldn't add other different cards to the deck. I think that just has to do with that mission.
Or more skills.
Alright, let's try a different one. Let's try the chariot.
The symbol of victory over oppression, control and will. Properties I understand well, and you will learn.
Jesus, he's a dick. Try the damn road to Goblin Town again. Fetid Fens, Watchtower. Stuff that gives me gold is always good. Why is it doing that? My mouse is upside down. It shouldn't be activating like that. Do the underneath again. How about some more exploding doodads? We'll even try Unrest and Iron Peak, because we've got at least one more option to do there. Arm wrestling. Alright, sounds good. Dark Thirst. When did we get Dark Thirst? I don't have any Dark Thirst. I don't know what you're talking about. And we get 2 supplies again. So we'll start out with the Knight's Sword and 5 extra food. And let's begin.
This corruption spreads across the breadth of the Empire.
Hopefully it goes better than the last one.
My power keeps it at bay, but these are the seals that Callus has attempted and failed to place upon my return.
Sir Malefowl looks down from the back of his steed at the soldiers lined rank and file before him. "The city's lost to the plague," he says dryly. "We will not waste another soldier on this place." He gives the final command. "In the name of the Emperor, prepare to withdraw. Block the gatehouses, let no one through. At sunrise, burn the city to the ground." Without hesitation, the soldiers march down the cobbled street toward the western gatehouse. A single soldier remains, a captain. She removes her helm to reveal a coif of golden hair and an eye patch, concealing a wound from a battle long ago. She approaches you and Malakleeps. "Many innocent people die come morning if nothing's done to correct this injustice," she explains. "I ask that you aid my men in their search for citizens to escort out the city. Hurry, nightfall approaches." "I'm Captain Fiore," she says with a bow. "I've been commanding my regiment on the northern border. My troops and I were recalled to the old city and were ready to march back to the capital. However, it appears the Empire has neglected its people in our absence. I can't abandon those we've sworn to protect. Alright, what's the plan? I anticipated Malifaule's intentions and my scouts have made preparations. To the southwest is a gatehouse, abandoned when the infected broke through. If we can clear the corrupted from the district, we can escort any citizens through with minimal resistance. Fear not, there's soldiers. There are soldiers that remember the virtue of the Empire who remain who remain loyal to her people. I have a number of scouts searching the streets for citizens as we speak, and they'll assist where they can. A terrible tragedy, to be sure. When the Empire's eye is on the northern border, it has abandoned its people to this unnatural plague. Don't be fooled, this is no ordinary malady. Its affliction maddens and warps the minds of those it corrupts, turning friend, family, or lover into mindless agent of hate and aggression. The Empire is right to fear its rapid spread and potential reach, however there are many who call this city home and have not been damned, not yet. It's these souls I intend to save this night. The old city was once the hub of the world's great artisans, traders, merchants who travel from far and wide to sell their wares here. While it still houses many, it's a shadow of its former glory, a muddle of streets, and in light of the plague many roads have been blocked. Well, sounds like fun. My coachman will follow and transport any citizens you might find along the way. If you're lucky, they may be of assistance in your travels. Search the streets and kill the infected. I'll send word when the way's cleared. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that, we're blind. And it said to save more citizens, to add options at the campfire.
Everywhere the rot touches, and everywhere bears its stains.
Everywhere the rot touches is my kingdom, you mean? You dash through the labyrinth of slum streets in the city center. You navigate the maze of streets without incident. Good? Tall buildings line the streets. Their lower windows boarded up with planks of wood on imperial order, a futile attempt to hinder the spread of the plague. Still no incident.
The stench of death is upon everything here.
A miasma hangs in the air.
And I.
Do we? Thick and redolent of the dead things trapped in the dark waters. Just walking this path has been known to leave travelers with a lifelong cough. You spy an old carriage through the fog, its wheels locked in the mire. The occupants either fled or were eaten by the inhabitants of the swamp. Why is there a swamp in the middle of this city? Since the fog is thickest around its rotting timbers, there may yet be valuables within. Enveloped in a thick cloud of marsh gas, you carefully make your way across the stones and fallen logs toward your target.
The pendulum is ever changing, and the challenges it presents change too.
Ah, silver anyway.
That will set you in good stead from here.
You make your way to the carriage and discover an old crate. The lock rips from the sodden wood, giving you access to the equipment inside. We'll still need to gain some fame to wear it, but... You flee the wetlands, though the taint of its stench lingers with you. Alright, so that gives you a choice of 3 equipments if you get silver. That's not bad. I guess it was on the outskirts of the city, so that makes sense. That was a good place to put it. You dash through the labyrinth of slum streets in the city center.
Some still fight, yet they must know their time is near.
The unmistakable sound of combat alerts you to a group of townsfolk being attacked by the infected. One brave warrior struggles to hold back the horde. You rush to their aid. Alright, let's kick a little ass!
You lot are hardly worth our time.
No, no, get away from them. Oh shit. Damn it. You have to react so quickly to those symbols despite how long they're shown on the screen. Fucking Arkham Asylum, it is not. Come on. Oh my god. Like, the way that it looks like it should be is if you press it while the symbol's on the screen, then it should work, but it doesn't. You have to hit it as soon as it appears, otherwise they interrupt you. And that's a little frustrating. You arrived just in time, the warrior explains. I don't think I could have held them off for much longer. And it doesn't work if, say, you're in the middle of an attack and you press it, then you can't interrupt that animation. I could part with some equipment, he continues. I don't think it will do me much good now. See me if you're interested in a trade. You explain Captain Fiore's plan and help the survivors onto the wagons. Tall buildings line the street, their lower windows boarded up with planks of wood on Imperial order, a futile attempt to hinder the spread of the plague.
Surgery must be done with precision if it is to be effective.
You find yourself surrounded by the corrupted horde that broke through the gatehouse and wandered into the district. They shuffle mindlessly back and forth on the spot, limbs twitching, seemingly unaware of your presence. You know, we don't always have to fight everything we see, Malaclips whispers. You draw your weapon and prepare to take the group by surprise. Oh my god.
Poorly done.
Yeah, no shit. There's also a delay when you push that button that I haven't gotten used to. The rest of the infected turn at the commotion and clamor towards you, arms thrashing. Malaclips readies his spellbook. We could have run like cowards from the beginning, but no! Together you face the charging monsters. Oh my god, and there was no delay on it that time. This game's fucking with me. That time it was the instant I pushed the button. I'm getting annoyed tonight. Alright, here we go.
I hope this works.
My voice form is much better. we go. There we go, just splatter them. Huh, he hit me. Not super happy about that. Oh my god, I was just mashing on Y there. When you're in the smaller scale battles at the start, it's not nearly as noticeable. But as I'm getting further along, I'm feeling it more and getting more annoyed by it. That appears to be the last of them, Malaclips remarks. You continue your journey through the winding streets.
The stench of corruption flows across the cities, tainting everything it touches.
We bring word from Captain Fiore, the soldier explains with a salute. The infected horde at the next gatehouse has subsided. But there is a problem. Corruption grows from the ground itself, blocking all passage for the wagons, and it must be destroyed. She asks that we join in your efforts. Should you require our assistance, you need only ask. Prior to combat, optionally draw an Empire Ally card. Can be used before 5 combats, or 7 if Estrella is your companion. Don't know who that is. Transient Blessing. Any number of blessings can be equipped at one time, yada yada yada. Still finding no extra food, too, which isn't helping. And now we're in Iron Peak for some reason. Alright, now let's buy the statue. Which will probably do the same exact thing. Just holding the small metal figure makes you breathe easier and fills your limbs with vigor. Oh. As you turn to ask how much gold you owe, a supernatural chill travels up and freezes your heart. Lose 10 gold each time you revive your companion in combat. Jesus Christ! That's awful. Alright, so I guess we're done with Unrest in Iron Peak. Tall buildings line the streets, their lower windows boarded up with planks of wood on Imperial order, a futile attempt to hinder the spread of the plague. I was really hoping we'd get the lady with the rifle in our party from doing Unrest in Iron Peak. You find yourself surrounded by another horde of the corrupted. You know what? Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. So, what I've learned about this test is that it randomly decides whether there's a delay on your button press or not. So it's exactly like a fucking arcade game or midway game. So that sucks. There. The dealer removes 2 monster cards. Quick and precise, you eliminate the first 2 groups infected with very little resistance. The remaining infected stand by idly, twitching and writhing in sickness. Good job! I'm proud of you. I guess I should join in on the fight. Oh, bloody hell. Again? Ah, fuck.
Even when things appear impossible, they can be mastered. Keep practicing.
It's a transient blessing, so it disappears when we go to the next floor anyway, so we might as well. You're really good at the ones that are a circle with the spinning light. I'm terrible at those. They're also rigged, so maybe I'm not terrible at them.
By sea and sun, fate and fame.
Not very many of them, so that's a plus. There we go. That's the first time I think it's actually registered a riposte. Whoops. And I know it did because it showed yellow on the health meter. Like, very noticeably. That appears to be the last of them, Malaclips remarks. You continue your journey through the winding streets and gain 4 fame. Still does not put me high enough to gain the armor of gluttony.
An opportunity to better understand these lands, perhaps.
On the edge of the Empire, far away from the capital, sits a lonely watchtower. You approach with caution, knowing that few travelers are allowed near. "Halt!" calls a soldier as you approach the tower. "None may cross the border from the northern lands into the Empire. I'm in the never mind. Let's try and sneak past the tower. As you scramble through the undergrowth, you hope their scouts don't spot you. Okay, we gotta roll 13. No problem. Hooray, we did it! You scale the tower without incident. I thought I was sneaking past the tower. Right, now I can wear the armor of gluttony. It's probably too late. You look to the east and west. You turn your gaze to the north and south. And you don't see shit, because that's a useless place for that card to appear. Signs of mass departure are everywhere. Homes stand empty. All that remain are crumbling ruins.
What are you sacrificing when you stop to help them? Have you asked yourself that?
No. No, I haven't. You happen upon a group of frightened peasants desperately seeking safety. "We hear the Empire's abandoned the city," they cry. "Please help us." Excellent. "We're grateful," a woman says as she steps into the carriage. "I haven't much food, but should you need some, I'd be willing to trade." Excellent.
Do not take too long. The city falls around you.
You approach the horse-drawn wagons. Captain Fiore's soldiers stand attention and the head coachman tips the brim of his hood. "We'll transport any people you find in these warrens," he explains. "Just keep the wagon out of trouble." Alright, let's buy some food. Oh, it's cheap too. Excellent. That should keep us going a little longer. All right.
Can you claim this token?
We do not have enough food for this. Again. It never fails. We'll get it eventually. Tall buildings line the streets. Their lower windows... So it looks like I can go back to it because it's not grayed out, but it doesn't do anything if I step back on it, so I don't know what that's about. Tall buildings line the streets. Their lower windows boarded up. Yada yada. We hear the Empire's abandoned the city. Yada yada. We saved 8 citizens. More food is now available. Signs of mass departure, etc., etc. We go this way. The tall buildings line the streets, yada yada. Nothing here. Alright, on to the next one.
Further into the city, with more yet to be saved.
The smell of rotting flesh lingers in the air. The gatehouse tower looms over you, its sides encrusted with a taint of corruption. The captain greets you as you approach. That's not a captain! That's an army of zombies! It is as the scouts reported, Malaclip says, that corruption will block the path for the wagons. Now make haste. We'll protect the wagons with my scouts. Wait. It's a different person talking. You two clear the way. Alright, let's do this. And of course, we want to call on some soldiers to help. That's no dwarf planet. It's a space moon. Oh, that is actually a spire. The land itself becomes shattered, shambling, and broken. Attacks with bursts of corruptions that snare and damage their targets. Use evade to avoid their attacks or change direction rapidly to break free.
I hope this works.
Oh shit. Don't get away from Malaclips. He's so tiny and fragile. It says change direction rapidly, then it tells me to press Y, which is kind of weird. Like they changed the mechanic without bothering to actually change all of the readout for it. Oh, fuck off. Oh my god! It won't stop! Oh! This is very annoying. Fuck's sake. Okay. I dodged that one and then it just turned and got me anyway. Oh my god. I hate it so much. It won't stop. Oh my god. Pressing Y is not how you change direction. You change direction by moving the joystick in that direction. Oh my god. Captain Fiore addresses you. You have a steady swing. Excellent, soldier. It'll only be more difficult from here on. I bear no ill will towards you if you choose to leave now. As the captain scouts lead the wagons through the next district to seal the gates, you ascend the gatehouse tower.
What is it the towers will watch over? A stream of death and despair?
The tower provides a commanding view over the once impressive city. As you pause to catch your breath, you watch the last of the sun's rays disappear over the horizon. Malaclips shakes your shoulder and points over the battlements to the south. It's the final refuge. There you see the final gatehouse, its towers rising from the wall of the old city to the south. Good, now we have to worry about a corruption counter. Have you ever seen so many? Malaclips remarks as you watch the infected swarm the city wall. How can the Empire let its people suffer so? He mutters under his breath, and then abandon those in need. As you continue to look, a small glow appears on the horizon beyond the city perimeter. First one, then another, and another. The Empire! Malaclips cries. They're preparing to burn the city. We must get the people to safety. Let's hope we're not too late. The river's water, now a putrid green, emanates with a miasma that turns your stomach. Oh, good. Try it. Oh no, they're synced. Oh, fuck off. Alright, well. Whatever. I'm rapidly losing interest in this.
What an unfortunate time for your skills to leave you.
And it doesn't help that the guy insults me every chance he gets. It was funny at first, now it's becoming obnoxious, especially since he keeps insulting me for things that he's doing. Fuck off. That's fine. I think I'd better play something else. This is not something I care to get good at.
Fallen once more. Fortunately, this is but the lesser game, and we can try again. Some are lost, but still there is hope for the city yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna play something else. I gotta figure out what, though. Anyone have any suggestions? Because that was rapidly ceasing to be enjoyable. Let's see. Let's see, what do I have here? I have lots of games. So that's not a problem, theoretically. I think that's why I can't be a, For the King. No, I'm not really a fan of that one. I know Katie likes that a lot. Let's... See, that's why I couldn't be a, pro gamer. As soon as I stop enjoying something, I stop playing it. Return of the Obra Dinn. I definitely cannot play that without getting violently ill. I would love to play that, I really would. It looks fascinating. But I could not play that without getting sick. We got all those board games. I don't know if any of them can be finished in an hour, though. I don't want to get started on one if anyone who's playing can't definitely be there next week to finish it. I'm very interested in Mysterium. Well, I'm very interested in a few of these. Oh, Carcassonne, there's a game I used to suck at. Oh, apparently Mysterium takes about 45 minutes. How many players can play it? Alright, I know Xenon and Mox both have the board game bundle. Me and Christy do as well. Does anyone want to give that a try? Impromptu community stream. I'm gonna start downloading it now. It's only just over a gig. Need to go activate it. Mysterium. I could be the ghost unless that's decided randomly. I'm currently downloading it. In any case, if y'all want to get that going, if y'all want to download it, anyone who wants, any of the regulars, I should say, who want to play, I'm gonna go to BRB, run an ad break, and switch up the overlay and everything. Yeah, let's just do that right now so I don't have to bother with studio mode. Mysterium, there we go. Alright, I'll be back in just a few minutes and we'll give that a shot.